This week on SPTV News, an update on the UW system budget cuts, a look into the Winter 100, and paint night held by Centertainment.
All this and more coming up on SPTV News.
From the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, this is your SPTV News with Milica Mitrovic and Marty Kaufman.
This week in campus news, there was another forum held on Wednesday in regards to the UW system budget cuts. SPTV's Emily Markson has more on this story.
Governor Scott Walker's proposal of $300 million cuts to the UW system are causing discussion here at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. In the past 2 weeks, public forums have been held to talk about the effects it will have on UWSP.
Well, I can tell you that the chief priority that we have, regardless of how we decide to manage the budget, is going to be to keep student interest first and foremost. Certainly my job as provost is to make sure that we preserve as much of the academic mission as we can.
Mainly that students know that how these budget impacts will affect them in the classroom, outside the classroom, how it affects their educational future, and that when they graduate, that their degree is the same price and same worth as it is today.
With a cut of this magnitude, it is important for students and community members to voice their opinions and communicate with each other.
Participate in the forums, go to any of the forums, ask a lot of questions, get the word back out to their family members, their parents, let others know about what's going on here at UW-Stevens Point, and then stay involved with all the information that's coming forth and give us important input. Let us know exactly how it affects their lives so we can make the right decisions.
Well, I think these forums are essential. I think in a situation like this where we have a significant budget reduction, where people's jobs are on the line and their programs are on the line and their students are impacted, communication is probably the biggest challenge that a university of our size has. So the more ways that we can find to communicate, the more venues, the more avenues of communication, the better.
For more information on the budget cuts, please visit Chancellor Bernie Patterson's website. This has been Emily Markson with SPTV News.
The next student forum discussing the budget will be held on Wednesday, February 11th at 6 p.m. and February 16th at 4 p.m. Both will be held in the Laird Room.
Running 100 miles can be a grueling task. January 25th started the annual Allen Center Winter 100 event. Beth Northeast, a health and fitness specialist at the Cardio Center, told SPTV why this benefit is beneficial.
Having fitness challenges for members to participate in is a great way to keep them motivated, keep them coming back. There's different prizes and goals along the way, and they get to chart their progress, so they're seeing what they're accomplishing through this program, and overall they're reaching better health benefits through it.
Members can win a water bottle when they hit 50 miles and will receive a t-shirt and mug once they hit 100 miles. Best of luck to those trying to reach 100 miles. So Centertainment will be hosting speed dating this Friday for anyone looking for a Valentine. This event will be held in the Encore, but if you'd like to go, you better sign up at the Information Center in the DUC. Seats are limited.
In national news this week, NBC's Brian Williams is taking a break from the anchor chair, who he has occupied for 10 years. In a memo to colleagues, Williams said he decided to take himself off the air for the next several days. It comes after Williams made an on-air apology for telling a false war story about his time in Iraq. He claimed to be a military helicopter that was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade that he later backtracked, saying that he was on a different helicopter trailing behind the chopper that got hit. The apology is not silencing critics, though, but Brian Shelter reports some networks' anchors are coming to his defense.
Brian Williams' apology for exaggerating some of his Iraq war reporting is not silencing the story.
I want to apologize.
Despite a separate apology to NBC employees, the conversation is only getting louder. 10 years ago, Tom Brokaw ceded the big chair at NBC Nightly News to Brian Williams. Now Brokaw is denying reports he wants Williams out, saying in this statement, "I have neither demanded nor suggested Brian be fired. His future is up to Brian and NBC News executives." Those are hardly warm and fuzzy words for his colleague. A statement from Brokaw's one-time rival, CBS's Dan Rather, is more supportive. Quote, "I don't know the particulars about that day in Iraq. I do know Brian. Brian is an honest, decent man, an excellent reporter and anchor, and a brave one." Of course, Dan Rather has had his own controversies when it comes to truthful reporting. But the discussion about Williams' future is not limited to legends of the evening news. On social media, the hashtag Brian Williams Misremembers is exploding, placing him at various historical events. The controversy has been growing since his mea culpa on Wednesday night.
I made a mistake in recalling the events of 12 years ago.
And he's not the only one having trouble with the fine details. Rich Krell, the pilot who said he was flying Williams' helicopter in Iraq, now admits he's questioning his own memory. Yesterday, he told CNN Williams' Chinook helicopter did come under small arms fire. Now, he's not so sure. Several other soldiers say Krell was actually piloting a different helicopter in the area. Krell says his nightmares about the war are coming back, and he just wants to forget. Perhaps the only one who can clear up this confusion is Brian Williams himself. Brian Stelter, CNN, New York.
Lester Holt, an anchor of NBC's Dateline and the Weekend Nightly News, will fill in for Williams.
World leaders gathered in Germany Saturday for the Munich Security Conference. The main topic discussed, the Russia-Ukraine crisis and whether Russia is honoring its promise to help maintain the peace. The leaders expressed different ideas about how the crisis should be solved. Mary Maloney has the details.
President Putin has to make a simple, stark choice. Get out of Ukraine or face continued isolation and growing economic costs at home.
Strong rhetoric from Vice President Joe Biden addressing the Munich Security Conference Saturday. Biden asserted that future agreements with Russia must be judged based on President Vladimir Putin's actions, not his words.
Too many times President Putin has promised peace and delivered tanks, troops, and weapons.
Western leaders and Kiev have accused Russia of encouraging the conflict, providing weapons, training, and troops to pro-Russian separatists fighting against Ukrainian forces. But the Russian foreign minister, also in Munich, insists the country is committed to peace.
We are against combat. We would like to see a withdrawal of heavy weapons.
Biden did not discuss the possibility of moving U.S. troops into the region, but he did reassert the Ukrainian people's right to defend themselves and the U.S.'s dedication to providing them security assistance. German Chancellor Angela Merkel addressed the conference prior to Biden, and she took a different tone.
This crisis cannot be solved by military means.
Merkel and French President François Hollande met with Putin in Moscow Friday, and following that meeting, she claimed prospects for peace in Ukraine are uncertain.
The President of the United States and the Chancellor of the
Merkel's scheduled to meet with President Obama in Washington Monday. Among other topics, the leaders are set to discuss the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
Discussion on how to maintain peace will continue in the coming weeks. The parents of Kayla Mueller are hoping their daughter is still alive. ISIS militants claim a Jordanian airstrike killed her on Friday. The terror group captured Mueller, an Arizona native, in 2013. The family kept the news quiet, telling very few people. One of those people was former Arizona Secretary of State Ken Kurtzinet.
Kayla disappeared in August of 2013. When did you hear from the family?
About 3 or 4 days later. I actually happened to be doing a radio show, and I walk out, and here's this man waiting for me, and it's Carl Mueller. He said, our daughter has been working in the Middle East in a humanitarian way with a couple different organizations, and she's been captured by terrorists, and I don't know what to do.
Wow, that gives me chills.
Yeah. And as a father, I empathize with that.
Former Arizona Secretary of State Ken Bennett immediately connected Kayla Mueller's family with Senator John McCain and others to get them the help they needed.
On the phone calls thereafter, you could still, sense the pain and the anguish of a father and a family, wanting for their daughter.
And Bennett says her father, Carl Mueller, always spoke about how proud he is of Kayla.
But just to hear him talk about who she is and, the love in her heart, it's always tough to hear him try to share about who she is at a time when he's so anguished over, the condition that she might be in.
They have suffered in silence to protect her. You were one of the few people that they had opened up to. What do you think about that aspect of having to keep their pain hidden?
Well, I think that's one of the most amazing parts of this story is that out of love for their daughter, they had to bear this almost alone. You know, we don't want to speculate on what has happened or what might happen. I just hope that she's still alive, and I know the family still carries that hope, and we keep them in our prayers and our thoughts.
That's all we have for news this week. After the break, Justin Pomplin will give you the latest in sports.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Melissa Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.
Don't let the snow and cold get you down this winter. The frozen tundra outside may keep you indoors, but here at SPTV, we'll still be getting you the best news, sports coverage, and entertainment that you need. Don't freeze your fingers and toes off to find out what's happening around campus. Stay warm, everyone.
And now Justin Pomplin in his third year with your SPTV Sports.
This week in sports, the Pointers men's hockey team had quite a night on Saturday, finishing the game in overtime with a 3-2 win over UW Stout. Stout scored 2 goals in the second period to take the lead, but the Pointers fought back with 2 goals in the third. Overtime was settled by a goal 47 seconds in by Lawrence Cornelier. The Pointers will travel to UW Eau Claire this Friday for their next game. In men's basketball, the 12th ranked Pointers team was victorious this weekend as well. The Pointers beat the Platteville Pioneers 67-55 on Saturday. The Pointers have a big matchup on their home court on Wednesday night against top-ranked UW Whitewater for Gold Night, so wear your gold. Curtis and Chris will have the call, so tune in to SPTV Live Sports on Wednesday. Check our Facebook page for the link. The Spash Panthers were undefeated until this past weekend. The boys were beaten by the Cretin-Durham Hall Raiders on Friday night, 69-60. The Panthers fell from their ranks with undefeateds and are now 18-1 for the season so far. Their next game will be on the road this Friday in Merrill. In NBA news, the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Boston Celtics this Saturday 96-63 to improve to 28-23. Lastly, on to the Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre is officially retiring his number this upcoming season. His number will be retired, and he also will be inducted into the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. Favre hasn't been back to Lambeau since January 20th, 2008, where he played his last game in a green and gold jersey. That is all the sports updates we have for you tonight. After the break, Cody Bougian will have the latest in entertainment news.
How can you get involved with student media at UWSP? Connecting with your campus television station, SPTV, is easy. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Vine, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Pinterest, follow us on Instagram, or connect with us on Google+. But of course, the best way for you to get involved and stay up to date with all that is happening at our station is to stop by our studio. We're located in the Communication Arts Center at UWSP, Studio B, Room 121. You can also drop by our office, Room 130, for more information on station happenings. We can't wait to get you involved. Come join us at SPTV. Let's make media together.
I'm Curtis Brown, this is Adam Yurkovsky and Justin Pomplin. If you enjoy our Final Take show, make sure you tune in every week to stay up to date on Stevens Point sports. Remember, Pointers, anything sports.
Be aggressive. Usually those words are heard in cheers at football games, but not this time. Right here in Stevens Point, we have our very own cheer team within the Department of Theater and Dance. SPTV has the story.
Patrons can see tragic and funny moments with sharp, witty dialogue in UWSP's production of Be Aggressive. This collaborative production between the Theater and Dance Department got actors to work and rehearse with a member of the UWSP's dance team.
Not only do I have a lot of student designers on the production, which has been fantastic to work with them, I have student choreographers. We have 2 of our dance students who are on the cheer team. So the cheers are, with the exception of a couple things, all legitimate, choreographed by actual Palm girls.
Trying to pull off a show in a short amount of time can be difficult, but the actors and dance team members learned a lot about collaboration.
Our rehearsal process has been really brief, so we've only had 3 weeks. They came already understanding the terminology and things.
This show follows 2 different high school age girls and also their families, and each of the families go through a different tragedy within their family, and so we follow the girls and how they handle this tragedy, what they do and how they react to it. And sometimes they lash out, sometimes we see them more vulnerable about it, and so you're basically going through the mindset of the 2 girls.
It's not a play about cheerleading, though. I would never say that it is. It's a serious play that has a lot of comic moments.
Performances will continue every night at 7:30 p.m. from the 11th through the 14th of February.
Valentine's Day is our closing night, and so it will be a bittersweet Valentine's Day for us because it's been such a wild ride.
Go get your tickets and enjoy a cheer-filled evening in the Black Box Theater, and since the last performance is on Valentine's Day, you can take your special someone to see this local talent. Friday, students painted mugs with nail polish. SPTV's Emily Showers has more.
Students partook in a fun Pinterest-inspired activity where they decorated mugs by dunking them in water and nail polish.
So this is make your own marbled mug. So you can use this with a ceramic mug or a white mug or clear mug, and then you use different colors of nail polish, put a couple drops in hot water, and then you dunk your mug in it, and then the nail polish gets transferred onto that. I saw it on Pinterest when I was looking for Christmas present ideas for myself, and I tried it out. It was really cool.
Students were able to customize their mugs with colors they wanted.
We're putting nail polish in some warm water and then dipping a mug into it, and it turns out kind of random like this.
I think it's really splattery, which I think is really, really cool. It's all over. I'm doing blues.
This has been Emily Showers with SPTV News.
The students are sure to enjoy their hand-painted mugs. Olympic gold medalist and TV reality star Bruce Jenner was involved in a 4-vehicle crash on the California highway that killed a motorist and injured several others Saturday. Investigators say Jenner told authorities he was being followed by paparazzi. Adriana Weingold reports.
A gruesome and tragic scene on PCH. An elderly woman died this afternoon when Olympian and reality star Bruce Jenner rear-ended the white Lexus, pushing it into oncoming traffic.
It appears Bruce Jenner was involved in a rear end of a vehicle. However, he was the 3rd car in a multiple rear-end collision.
Sheriff's deputies say there's no indication that paparazzi following Jenner had anything to do with the crash. Deputies say Jenner's black Escalade was the 3rd in a line of cars going northbound on PCH. The first car, a Prius, stopped suddenly, causing the second car, a white Lexus, to also slam on the brakes. Deputies say skid marks on the ground indicate Jenner also tried to stop but ended up hitting the white Lexus. The car then spun into southbound lanes, smashing the driver's side to bits.
Bruce Jenner was in the 3rd car, which was an Escalade with a trailer behind it towing a sand rail. Bruce Jenner's car, when it struck the Lexus went into oncoming traffic, which struck the southbound H2 Hummer, and the driver of the white Lexus was pronounced dead at the scene.
7 other people, including an infant and 2 small children who were in the Hummer, they had minor injuries and were taken to Santa Monica Hospital. Everyone else, including Jenner, are okay.
The Sheriff's Department is investigating the cause of the accident. You don't need a time machine to experience Britain in the early 1900s. You can just take a trip to North Carolina. Lauren Brigman shows us how fans of Downton Abbey are getting a lesson on an Asheville tourist attraction using the hit TV show.
A step back in time is what you'll take when you enter the Biltmore House.
Good morning and welcome to Biltmore.
Starting today, the experience is a little different.
It's like being in Downton Abbey. I love it. I love it.
More than 40 characters from the hit PBS series Downton Abbey allow America's largest home to come to life.
This is amazing.
We've brought 47 costumes to Biltmore. They were the costumes that were actually worn on the series, and then they're installed throughout the room.
That is so gorgeous.
We actually postponed our trip so we could be here for the first day.
Fans of the fictional show set in the early 1910s and 20s, traveling from afar to get an up-close look.
We're obsessed.
I wish the men could dress like that today.
Some even recalling specific scenes from the show.
Well, he left to go to a meeting and he was dressed in that.
Oh, similar, yeah.
And then he came home that night unexpectedly.
Yeah.
And that artist guy was
in her bedroom.
Yes.
It's easy to see how fiction collides with real life at Biltmore.
The Crawleys are portrayed living at Downton Abbey at the same time the Vanderbilts lived at Biltmore Estate. So many of the struggles they have during wartime, many of the stories of romance and marriage, weddings, these same things actually happened here at Biltmore.
The exhibition allows you to see both the upstairs portion and the downstairs portion of Downton Abbey. 12 costumes were added for Biltmore's display to showcase the sporting aspect as well as servant life.
Mrs. Hughes reminds me very much of Mrs. King, who was our head housekeeper at Biltmore, who patrolled these hallways with the same set of keys and really kept everything at tip-top shape at Biltmore.
No detail goes unnoticed.
In the jewels, look at the necklace.
And then when you see the costumes and the way they have it lit and the explanations of what the scene was and where they wore it and what season it was in.
Allowing you to experience for yourself life 100 years ago.
It's more beautiful than seeing it on TV, it really is.
In Asheville, Lauren Brigman, News 13.
The exhibition called Dressing Downton, Changing Fashion for Changing Times runs through May 25th. That's the latest in entertainment news. Mimi and Marty when we return.
Where does your local television news come from? Wausau? Eau Claire? Did you know that Stevens Point has its own news station? SPTV News is available on Charter Cable Channel 983 every day at 8:30 and 11:30 a.m., 5:30 and 10:30 p.m., and on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Stop watching other people's news and get the stories that matter to you. SPTV News, pointing to you.
Be a part of something super Greek at UWSP. There are 9 chapters and colonies on campus. Phi Sigma Phi, Gamma Phi Delta, Theta Xi, Sigma Delta Rho, Sigma Tau Gamma, Delta Phi Epsilon, Tau Kappa Epsilon, Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia, and Phi Omega. Greek life at UWSP is a great way to build your personal support system and resume. With Greek life at UWSP, you won't just be a member, but a happy friend to the chapters and colonies for life. See what opportunities Greek life could offer you.
Great opportunity to promote leadership, a great way to get connections, and also to build bonds between different groups.
You get the opportunity to grow yourself as a leader and as a person, both through your organization and connections through Inter-Greek Council and other avenues like that.
Greek life isn't what you see in the movies. I recommend checking out one of the recruitment events for the organizations and just seeing maybe you belong there.
Serving a campus of 9,600 strong, we are the home of UWSP Television. We are SPTV. You can find us on Charter Channel 983, online, or on any of our social media sites.
Well, all let's talk about Valentine's Day. What's your plans?
My plans are maybe just hang out with some friends, maybe go out. That's about it. What about you?
I'm just going to hang out with my roommate, watch Netflix. Usually what we do every day anyway. Well, that wraps up SPTV News for this week. Stay connected with our social media pages and check out our live sports this Wednesday when the Pointers take on UW Whitewater.
Good night, Stevens Point, and have a happy Valentine's Day.
Our bunch of man.
These guys care about sports. The talk continues after the cameras stop rolling. Watch Final Take only right here on SPTV for anything Pointers, anything sports.
I am a giant panda bear, loving bamboo. I almost went extinct, but I'm not because of you.
I am a ground squirrel, I almost was too. It wasn't for the help of the San Diego Zoo.
How about you join us?
Save a desert tortoise.
We need your help to bring species back, so bring us back from the brink of extinction. Bring us back from the brink of extinction. I am the bring us back from the brink of extinction. California, bring us back from the brink of extinction.
And desert tortoise.
My name is Julia Flaherty. I'm the current promotions director at SPTV. My job allows for me to have a lot of personal creative direction because that is the team environment that we instill here at SPTV. This past summer, I had the opportunity to write for hercampus.com as well as thedailyquirk.com. Personally, I feel that being involved with SPTV has really helped boost my confidence and my ability to network with other students. If student media is something that interests you, and even if you're not really sure what student media means, you should stop by our studios. We are looking forward to having you involved this year, and we cannot wait to make media with you. Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, we're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV, let's make media together.
Alakazam! Huh, wait a minute, I can do it, hold on. Ring-a-ding-a-doo! Huh, this worked great in rehearsal.
Thanks to the support of people like you, some endangered species are no longer disappearing. Join the San Diego Zoo Global Wildlife Conservancy today and help bring species back from the brink of extinction.
Wait a minute, I can do it.
Join us today. Visit endextinction.org.
Got an itch to be on air? Join the SPTV news crew. Being an on and off air reporter will help you gain experience in interviewing, shooting and editing video, and reporting behind the anchor desk. Join SPTV News, pointing to you.
Hey you! Are you creative? Do you like television? Would you like to make a show that appears on air? Then SPTV is the place for you. At SPTV, you can appear on air, learn how to shoot and edit video, write and produce your own show, and most importantly, gain skills and experiences that will last a lifetime. Want to join us at SPTV? Come check us out in the Communication Arts Center, rooms 121 and 130. We'd love to meet you. SPTV. Let's make media together.
On every corner of our planet, the San Diego Zoo Global Wildlife Conservancy helps bring Earth's animals back from extinction. Join us now to end global extinction. You can help to save the planet and help restore Earth back to life. The San Diego Zoo Global Wildlife Conservancy, bringing species back from the brink of extinction.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Melissa Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.